resisting is Republican Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky. How you doing, sir? And good morning to you.
Very good. Very good.
Welcome back here. So you speak as if this House bill is going nowhere. Are you the one Republican who can ensure that it's dead on arrival?
Well, I think conservatives are unhappy with Ryan's plan because it looks a lot like Obamacare. In fact, I think the best description of it is Obamacare Light. It keeps subsidies for people to buy insurance. It keeps an individual mandate, but you have to pay it to the insurance company. And it also keeps large bailouts for the insurance company. And I think it's important to emphasize that the reason they're keeping these insurance company bailouts is that the market is so broken that it doesn't work without bailouts. So this bill isn't going to fix the health insurance problem. Obamacare really created the problem. This bill doesn't fix it, and it acknowledges it doesn't fix it because they keep all of these subsidies for insurance companies. Now, I have an idea that would fix the insurance market. What I would do is I would let every individual buy a group plan, and all of a sudden the individual would become king. The patient would be king again. And instead of us bowing down to the insurance companies, they would have to come and negotiate for our business, and we would have leverage for lower prices, but we would also have the ability to get better terms where they can't kick us off insurance or jack up our rates if we get sick. Well, that's a fix.
Yeah, maybe in the end you get the fix that you're talking about. And maybe you don't. But if Obamacare is so broken, are you willing to allow it to collapse under its own weight? That would force your Democratic colleagues to come in with their own fix.
Well, I think that after 6 years, we ought to fix it. We shouldn't put a Band-Aid on it. I think Ryan's plan is a Band-Aid with a bunch of insurance company bailouts, and it doesn't fix the system. In fact, I predict if Ryan's plan passes as is, insurance rates will still skyrocket, the individual market will still be screwed up, and guess what? The insurance companies will still get rich. So nothing will change.
But again, are you willing to allow it to collapse under its own weight and force the other side to come forward with a solution?
My preference would be to fix it, and that's why I've spent a lot of time putting forward a replacement bill that I think actually fixes it. And instead of us fighting among Republicans, right now we ought to be promoting a replacement bill that fixes it. The problem is Ryan calls his repeal and replace. It fixes nothing, and the insurance companies and the whole disaster of Obamacare will continue after Ryan Care is put in.
When was the last time you spoke to President Donald Trump?
It's been a couple of days ago, but I was at the White House yesterday and met with some of their officials that are interested in the health care policy with about 10 other senators. And still my impression is the president's willing to negotiate. But what I'm seeing in the House is they keep winning their committee votes. And my prediction is if they keep winning their votes, they won't negotiate. And so the only way that conservatives get a seat at the table is they have to do what's called bring down the rule. That means vote against the initial rule on debating Obamacare over there or the Obamacare light bill. If they do that, that's when the real negotiation begins.
Well, let me squeeze in two more questions quickly. A week ago, he was headed for Louisville, Kentucky, your home state. And apparently that changed somehow, somewhere. I don't know if you had influence on that, but now he'll go to Nashville, Tennessee. How would you rate how engaged the president is right now in getting this done?
You know, I think very much so, but we all want repeal. So we are unified on repeal. We are just not unified on the replacement part. And I'm with the president. I do want repeal. And I'm with every Republican across the land that says Obamacare is a disaster. Let's repeal it. But the only thing that's ever passed in Congress is what we did a year ago, and that's clean repeal without all these new government programs. I'm not going to vote to bail out the insurance companies. I want to fix the program for the consumer. I'm a physician. I care about the patient. I do not care about the profits of the insurance company, and I'm not going to have the taxpayer insuring the profits of the insurance companies.
Speaking of taxpayers, what do you make of this tax story that broke last night?
I think it's important, and you can't say enough, that someone broke the law and probably committed a felony to reveal someone's tax returns. That's number one. Number two, I think that since Senator Sanders is such a good socialist, I think he'd want to pay his fair share. I'm expecting news any day that he's going to send a couple $100,000 into the IRS so he can pay his fair share.
We'll send him to your office then. Senator, thank you for your time. Rand Paul from Kentucky.
Shannon. All right, we're